Do you remember a year ago? Boy, it seemed like yesterday that we basically ran this wine that we're featuring today, and it was an instant sellout. I mean, well, why? Why was it an instant sellout? Well, I'm going to tell you why. Well, it was the number 4 wine of the year in Wine Spectator, multiple 95-point scores. And yeah, I mean, it's the dawn of Château Talbot, the new beginning, the fresh face of this glorious estate in Saint-Julien. That's Bordeaux, by the way. And really the change happened in 2018 when they hired Jean-Michel Laporte. And if you don't know who that person is, I'm going to tell you. He basically ran La Conseillante for over a decade. Now, you know La Conseillante. I mean, it's one of the hottest estates in Bordeaux, and it's very unique. The flavor profile of La Conseillante is one of elegance, almost Burgundian in style. It's just the expression of the terroir there, because they're right there on the Golden Triangle, as well as bordering Petrus with blue clay. So they have the Cabernet Franc and the Merlot, and together it makes a wonderful wine. Well, Jean-Michel decided he wanted a new challenge, and that challenge was to go across the river and run Château Talbot. Now, you're talking the difference between the two estates it couldn't be more different. You talk about this cute little chateau that is in Pomerol, bordering VCC, Petrus, Cheval Blanc. Well, the Cheval Blanc is in Saint-Emilion, but it's on that borderline. And then you go to this massive estate in Saint-Julien. Talbot is huge. It's over 200 acres. And we're talking you going from maybe 25 acres to over 200 acres. But the one thing that Jean-Michel did for Talbot is create a beautiful elegance in the wine. Saint-Julien is really a unique place, terroir-wise. And in this little area where you have Bécherville, De Cru-Beaucaillou, Talbot, Bronair, I mean, it produces, the wines that are being produced are some of Bordeaux's finest, you know. And if you taste a De Cru versus, let's say, a Las Casses has more of a kind of a Pauillac influence in the wines, whereas Saint-Julien, when you're in the south of that appellation, which is a very small appellation, by the way, you get more elegance in the wine. And so this is where Jean-Michel's expertise kind of came into play. You know, essentially, he did a lot more leaf pulling earlier, so to give the grapes more sun and aeration too, because when you pull leaves, you get more wind flow, and that protects for disease. He also does a lot more pump overs early, and then he does less pump overs later during the vinification, because what he says, it creates more elegance in the wine and not that harshness of tannin, because when you're really pumping over it at the end, you're really picking up a lot of the skins and the tannins in the wine. And he increased the oak, new oak that is. It's all done in French oak, but he increased the oak from 50% to 60%. It uses a lighter toast on the barrels. So we're talking about a guy that's doing a lot of different things. Plot vinification, high environmental impact, HVE3, okay? And so he's doing everything right. They use optical sorters. They use sorting by hand. He's got over 120 people picking grapes. And again, it gets sorted optically and by hand. So, I mean, soup to nuts. The guy's changed everything, and because of it, it's in the bottle. And in 2019 was his first true beginning till end, because he was hired in 18, but 19 was his first true vintage from start to finish. And so what we have here is, again, Wine Spectator, number 4 wine of the year, 95 points Spectator, which is, for Spectator, that's a great score. I mean, it's multiple 95 points. Suckling gave it 95 points, et cetera, et cetera. 69% Cabernet, 23% Merlot, and the rest Petit Verdot. And I'm really looking forward to this, actually. It's been a year since I tasted this wine. And it's going to see how it evolved in that year. Beautiful nose. Absolutely beautiful nose. Kirsch, black currants, tobacco, little minerals. Cedar. This is where Jean-Michel's expertise comes into play, that mid-palate. You know, it's silky, and then the mid-palate, boom, explodes. And then it finishes, and it's long, and it's lengthy. But it's not, the fruit is explosive, but it's not like too much. Again, it's the elegant tannins in this wine that give it that silky texture. Boy, the staff's in for a treat today, because this is really tasting good. I'm gonna have another one. And it's the morning, you know, so it's like coffee palate. But yeah, this wine says, excuse me, coffee. And man, okay, here's the other cool thing. Best price in the country. Best price in the country. Do your research. You won't find a better price for this wine right now in country that you can buy for $75, $74.98. Great wine. Felt what? Age-worthy? Definitely outlived me, that's for sure. But the great thing about 19s are pretty. You know, they're big wines, but you can drink them now. I mean, throw this in a decanter. Man, I just opened it, but you put this in a decanter. Delicious. Like, subscribe. We're getting closer to 11,000, I think. Yeah, come on, guys. We can do it. We can do it. And share the video with your friends. And machines. In fact, we have Saint-Julien Bordeaux wines featuring in the center. Saturday, football, USC versus Michigan, big game. And, you know, baseball's on. This is a fun place to be. Come and join us. And have a great weekend. And go Trojans.